And here we are at our third installment for the Public Issues video lesson series. All right, so we only have a few left, and the one that we are going to start with is the gun control debate. Now, when we were learning about the Bill of Rights, we actually talked about the gun control debate a little bit when we talked about the Second Amendment. So, what is the gun control debate about? Well, it really boils down to our rights that the Second Amendment protects versus restricting what the Second Amendment says that we are allowed to have as far as the right to bear arms. Okay? So the conversation or the debate often centers around access. So, how many guns can one person own, or what types of guns can people own? Okay, it can be a very sensitive topic because it goes back to the Bill of Rights and the Second Amendment in the Bill of Rights. So people can get very, very passionate about this topic because it really is an old issue that dates back to the late 1700s when our country was getting started. Okay, so there is the Second Amendment. Okay. And this I actually took from a student magazine. And so what the student magazine did is to take two different political cartoons about the gun control debate. And I think the assignment was about analyzing the messages that came out of these two different cartoons about the same topic, which is gun control. So you want to look at both of the cartoons to figure out which one is for gun control and which one is for gun rights. So take a minute to look at the messages or to look at the text within each cartoon. Here we have a patriot. It says the Second Amendment as defined by the Founding Fathers. And this says the Second Amendment as defined by the NRA. So you have a stack of ammo boxes and a modern looking guy with a whole bunch of different guns on him. Now this one at the bottom says gun control for dummies, and in this panel it says before gun control is what they're referring to. So you'll have a law-abiding citizen that has one rifle and one handgun, and a criminal who also has a handgun. And after gun control, the law-abiding citizen doesn't have any, and the criminal still has his. Okay, so which side is which? Da, 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 da. If you said that this one is in favor of gun control, you are correct, which makes this one in favor of gun rights. Okay. So getting to the last of our public issues, this one is about vaccines. Maybe you've heard a little bit about this in the media. So the idea behind this issue is whether or not parents should vaccinate or not vaccinate their kids, okay? And it all has to do with the safety of kids. So vaccinations are around to protect us from diseases. And there are some people in the United States that believe that we should not get vaccinated because those vaccinations are connected to disorders like autism. Okay, so to vaccinate or not to vaccinate? That is the question. And our last topic for public issues is going to be about immigration, of which you've probably heard things about immigration before. in the media, in your own home, maybe even when you're walking down the street. Okay, so the idea or the definition of immigration really is about people who come from other countries to the United States. So if you immigrate, that means that you're coming from outside of the country and you want to get into the United States. Okay? And so the debate often centers around the number of people that the United States allows into the country, and then who comes in as far as what countries they are coming from. And so this can get very heated because there are some countries around the world that are known to harbor terrorists. And so people are afraid maybe that if we allow people from those countries in, that we might be allowing in terrorists. And then sometimes this comes from countries where people, well, they might take jobs. That's the other part of the debate. That if we allow people in, that American jobs will go to the other people who are coming in instead of the people that live here right now. Okay, so there's the big immigration debate. This graphic hopefully hits home about the definition of immigration. So here's the United States, and it's about whether or not we allow people in and how many. Okay, and so here's the two sides of immigration. Well, it's not the whole two sides, but to give you an idea of what people are saying on one side and what people say on the other side of the debate. So this is for immigration, and this one is against immigration. All right, guys, I hope that gives you an introduction to some public issues that people in our nation talk about and are concerned about. It definitely is not all of the public issues, but I hope I gave you an understanding of some of what people talk about as far as public issues are concerned. All right, use your notes on the lesson questions and of course ask me questions if you have them. Bye everyone.